Okay, so there have been a lot of questions posed as to exactly how people could get this gun that I'm using and that I used for Jackleg Joe way back when. And all it really is it's an FRC saw with 4 modifications on it. And the biggest one is for accuracy. So you can see how when you shoot, it's just kind of all over the place. Well, when you use this scope, I can nail that rock. Okay. So here's what the FRC saw looks like. Notice I have every modification slot used. Now I can't remember the exact names of each modification, but if you look for the modifications for the FRC saw, which is a light machine gun, and look for these stats, then you'll be able to pretty much duplicate exactly what I've got going on here. Now, let's take a look and see how to modify a weapon, because that's another question that kind of goes hand in hand with this. So here is a Phoenix. First of all, you have to make sure that whatever weapon you're modifying is not equipped, and you'll know the equipped ones because they have this little E on them. Okay, so here's the Phoenix. It's got one slot available with nothing in it, and this slot is for a scope. There are 4 different types of modification. There's stock, barrel, magazine, and scope. Notice it only has one slot right now for scope. But how do I get something to have all 4 if there's only one slot? Well, first let me show you how to get that slot filled. We're going to go to the salvage matrix and select the Phoenix to modify, and we're going to attach a mod. Site, and I don't have any sites right now. So where do we get them, you might ask? Well, we've got to go to a mod store. The mod store that you should have, no matter really what level you are, unless you just started the game and have only been playing it for less than 15 minutes, is Iron Demon Ranch. So I'm going to go to quick travel to Iron Demon Ranch. And here we are at Iron Demon Ranch, and I am going to rotate over to the mod store. The one on the left is the vehicle store, the one in the center is lock boxes, and the one on the right is modifications. So I'll go on up to the mod store and check out everything in here. And you're going to see these by type of weapon. There's 3 ways to organize it by type of modification. So all of these guys are barrel modifications, and then much further down the list, much further down the list, like magazines, and then scopes. Okay, so you can also do it by level or by name. Unfortunately, you can't do it by what it attaches to, so you kind of got to scroll through and see what you can attach to your item. So what we want is scopes, because that's what I have open right now. And you can see right here, this one's attachable to pistols, and we're looking for one that is sniper rifles. These are all assault rifles. Okay, here we go. Sniper rifles. This is a marksman scope. Look at what it does for you. It gives me a 10% aim accuracy. This one gives me movement accuracy and aim accuracy. Aim accuracy. Lock on time. That's kind of cool, except that's for guided rocket launchers. And we've got to look at manual and semi-auto sniper rifles. Another aim accuracy. Oh, and now we're into stocks. So let's just go up to the one at the top. All of them look like they're $500 or 500 scrip, sorry. And here we are, sniper rifles. I'll purchase this, and I will go into my loadout menu. Inside of the loadout menu, I will choose the salvage matrix, and then the Phoenix one more time. I'm going to attach a sight, and look, there's our marksman scope. Start action. It isn't attached yet, we've just queued it. So start action, and yes, and it's been successfully attached. Now if I equip it and I look through the scope, then we have that. Well, apparently it's a marksman scope that I was using on the saw. Oh wait, that's still the saw. There we go. So there's our marksman scope. Okay. Now go back to the loadout menu, and I'm going to show you how to add modification slots. I'm going to switch this back to, I think I had it on this. Okay. So on the salvage matrix one more time, we select the Phoenix, and we are going to add modification slots. And the cost isn't script, the cost is this other stuff. It looks like I'm in the red. So let me choose one that isn't going to be quite so spendy, because I pretty much modify all my stuff as soon as I possibly can. Let's see. The Armada. Oh, whoops, I equipped it. Switch to salvage matrix. Select my Armada. Add modification slot. Well, I don't have very much stuff available, so unfortunately I can't add any modification slots yet. But that's really how you do it. You select it, you say add modification slot. You can't select which modification slot you're adding. All you can do is just add it, and it adds them in whatever order that it wants to add them in. That's kind of a bunk thing, I think. You can get more modification slot or more salvage slots going, so you can add modifications to things. Notice that the time it takes is 10 minutes, so you can't use that weapon for 10 minutes after you add the modification slot. Then the modification slot will go into effect, and then you can follow the same process to actually put the modification on the weapon. So it could take up to 40 minutes to do a single weapon, but once you do, for instance, this saw is pretty badass. Or if I switch loadouts, there we go. I'm using a EMC XAR-22, and notice it is fully modified also. As soon as I get a weapon that I like, I fully modify it. And so it's got a pretty cool scope on it as well. And so this guy I think is modified as well, but I'm not sure. Let's see. All it's got is a barrel. Okay, so there we go. That's how to modify your weapons, and that's also what the FRC saw is that I use. This is Cyclops tuning out.